what we're going to draw today. We're going to draw a goat because somebody requested it and we can, so we're going to draw it. So we're going to draw a goat, and I want you to follow along, do your best, and hopefully when we get done we have a pretty good looking goat. I'm going to sketch in kind of a rectangular shape for our goat's body. So, kind of big rectangle. And I'm going to sketch in kind of where that leg is going to be at. And I'm going to sketch in kind of where this leg is going to be at. I'm going to go back in and add more detail and make it look more awesome. And then this leg is going to go right here. And this leg is going to go right here. So I'm just kind of getting very rough ideas. I know that my goat's head is going to be similar to a triangle shape, and it's going to be right here. It's going to have a couple of ears and a couple of horns, and he's going to have a tail. So there's kind of the basics for my goat. So everybody caught up with me? You got your basic shapes in? Okay. I will take a moment to just take a break, and I'm going to sketch in a few darker lines for those of you that can't see. If you're having trouble seeing the board and it's not really about the darkness of the lines, move closer. Remember that on your paper, these lines shouldn't be very dark because you're going to do a lot of adjusting and erasing. We've got our basic shapes, and we need to start making it look a little more goat-like. So this leg is going to be in front. I'm going to erase that. And I'm just going to sketch in some additional details. I want to make it look like there's a joint right here. So I'm going to draw in some detail on my goat. And his feet are covered up with some grass, so in a little bit I'll draw in that grass texture. Now right here I have a nice straight line leading down to this other leg. I'm going to change that a little bit. I'm going to make kind of a curve in a little bit right here. Okay. So I've got his legs. I want to adjust his back. It's not quite a perfectly straight line. So I'm going to find that spot where it starts, and I'm going to curve it down a little bit. And then back up. Kind of like that. Kind of a nice, gentle curve right there. And for that matter, let's kind of change his stomach. It's not quite a straight line either. It's going to curve down because he's got kind of a big belly. Okay. So now let's go ahead and adjust this back leg a little bit. I'm not going to change this line too much. But the line in the back is going to change a little bit. I'm going to bring it down, and then at a certain point I'm going to make a little bump there and come down the rest of the way. there's going to be some more grass there in front of his foot. And we'll do kind of a similar thing back here. It's starting to look a little more like a goat. Okay, so let's work on his details of his face a little bit. So right now, that is probably the part that's sticking out the most, is needing to be adjusted. So it's kind of a triangle shape, but it's not really a perfect triangle. So I'm going to draw his nose right about here. And chin. Some goats have like some hair hanging down from their chin. You can decide if you want your goat to be like that or not. And right about here is where his eye's going to be. Looks like he's got an eye up there, but that's just a piece of eraser fluff. So we're going to put another eye right about here. I think I made his ear a little too high. I'm going to bring that down and make it come right off of the side of his head right here. And this one, pretty close. Definitely a little V shape right there. And this is like where his fur ends and his horns begin. So his horns are a little bit dark. So right here is a spot. You can make as many spots on your goat as you want. I'm just adding a little spot. I'm going to add another little spot right here. Another little spot right there. I think he needs a spot right here on his back. Just for fun, even though he doesn't really have one. So add your spots wherever you want them. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of shading. I'm going to do a little bit of shading right here on this side of his face. A little bit of shading right there down the middle of his head. A little bit right here. Some shading right underneath his chin. And some shading on this part of this leg, because this is the leg that's further back. And some shading on this leg to show that it's further away also. And a little shadow right here to show those bones and muscles working. And on the tail, I'm going to do a little bit of shading right there on the bottom edge to make it look fluffier. And of course, we need to put some shading on the bottom side of his belly. And then you can add a little bit of detail if you want to where his joints are. A pretty good goat. So I'm going to draw in a horizon line back here, and you can sketch in some nice grass for your goat to munch on. And of course, if you're proud of your drawing, make sure